Let's see how it is. Yeah, seems to be good. So what's going on, guys? Everything okay? How is life? Down here, all good. All really good. I am super pumped up for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I train. It's awesome, you know. Today's was my third day in a row of just resting, and I needed it. If I'm truly honest with you, I really did need it because I'm aching still a little bit. If I'm honest with you, I'm still sore. I'm still not fully 100% recovered, so I'm planning to get some nice sleep. Planning to get 8 hours of sleep, and wake up tomorrow early. Have maybe a 300-400 calories of breakfast, which will be boiled eggs on sliced boiled eggs on rice cakes with a little bit of olive oil. That is me. The rice cake is 30 calories. The olive oil is 80 calories, and the egg is 80 calories. So 160. So it's 160 calories plus 30 is 190 calories. One of those things, one egg on top of a rice cake with a half a spoon or 2/3 of a spoon of olive oil. Uh, that gives you almost 190 calories roughly, depending on obviously on the rice cake, but that's average for plain and simple rice cake. Um, and that's good, you know. You get two of them. You got fat in there. You got olive oil, which I put everywhere. Extra virgin olive oil is the superfood that we are all so exposed, or perhaps in Italy we're so lucky that we put it everywhere. It's a superfood, olive oil. I really believe in it. Um, so one of those is 190 calories. You get two. I eat two of them. Um, that gives me 380 calories. Is that right? Yes, 19, 380. Is that correct? I hope it is. I guess it is. 380 calories, that's awesome. You get your carbs in, your fat in, your proteins in. They're very, very easy on your stomach, you know, super easy to the stomach. I mean, it's what I'm eating with an irritable intestine. When you got an inflamed intestine, that's what you can eat: rice, eggs, uh, chicken, some white fish that I don't like because they don't taste of nothing. I don't like seafood that much. I'm not that into that. Although I'm Sicilian, but what do you want me to say? I prefer steak. But yeah, so super light. Uh, and I wait an hour and a half. Well, as soon as I feel ready, you know, I feel ready. I'd adjust that quite quickly, you know, in the morning. I keep moving, I move around, I tidy up, I do whatever I got to do, and then I just attack the weights as I always do. And tomorrow's gonna be awesome because I got 3 days off. I took 3 days off. Um, I felt like I wanted to train it today, but I woke up a little bit, a little ache here, a little ache there, and I said, "Yeah, listen, nobody's chasing me, and I want to train rested. I want to try the experience of train rested. I'm a personal trainer. I coach people. I train people, but I still do have to try and test things. You know, I tested training every day. I tested all sorts of diets. I tried the carnivorous, I tried the vegan, I tried vegetarian, I tried pescatarian, I tried paleo, I tried everything. Uh, I can talk about, and I tried them personally because that's what I believe. I believe it's important for a trainer to try things personally. You know, obviously I can talk about losing weight because I lost tons of weight. I was severely overweight growing up, so I can talk about that. I can talk about long distances, and I want to be talking. I want to be able to talk about mass, about putting on mass. So, for the first time in my fitness career, I am training to put on mass, to get lean and cut and bigger and cut, you know, and I want to train rested at all time. I don't ever want to train fatigue. I'm 40. I have hernias on my neck. You know, I'm not a spring chicken, and I've got a lot of mileage on me. So I have to take care of me. And my approach is twice a week, or perhaps every 4 days, right? You train, you take 3 days off. You train, you take 3 days off. You train, take 3 days off. That's what I'm doing, right? What I do is I go very hard on the session. Very hard. For very hard, it does not mean that I completely kill myself. Very hard means that I stop when when I can't guarantee perfect technique. That's failure, right? And 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 that's what I base my failure on. As soon as I see that my posture is not there anymore, as soon as I see a change in the structure, that's it, that's me. I'm done. I don't need anything else, you know? And it works very well for me. I focus on range of motion, and I focus on contraction, and I focus on breathing in the motion. I say this every day on the channel. Breathing is 80% of your training. The weight is an excuse to breathe heavy, an excuse to push your heart, to push blood in a certain area. And to do that, you need to breathe. To optimize that, you need to breathe in the motion. Firstly, when you focus on your breathing, solely on your breathing, all of a sudden you become extremely centered and extremely in the motion. You're like in a meditation state. You know, when you for some, I don't know if anybody here meditate or anything, but when you meditate, what they do is focus on your breathing. Focus on your breathing. Because when you focus on your breathing, you're not thinking about anything else. You are absolutely focused on the motion. So I strongly believe in the power of breathing in the motion. And loads of people do it naturally because it's very natural, very, very natural. So especially advanced athletes, they all do it, you know, naturally. It becomes a natural thing. But beginners don't. And a lot of people that train for years don't do it. The focus for most people obviously is the motion and pushing weights around, which is part of the game, obviously. But the number one element is breathing and being in the motion, be in the muscle. It's crucial for real muscle activation. With this being said, I want to drop the actual session that I'm going to do tomorrow. It's not for everybody at all. is actually an advanced, right, uh, workout. Sorry, I just had some rice and is coming back to me. I don't know why. Uh, so it is 17 different movement, which are quite a few for one session. But with I'm an endurance athlete. You know, I used to train quite a lot, so I have a at this point a predisposition for long things. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing I can do about it. My cardio is there, my endurance is there, and I want to take full advantage of it. But I wouldn't recommend a session like this to most people. And again, because I train every 4 days, I really need to blast it out. So for my warm-up, obviously I do a lot of shoulders rotations, you know, a lot of rotations, a lot of hips rotations. I get my joints moving. I just allow blood flowing. I just jump around. I keep it moving, and I just allow blood to flow, and my heart rate gently raise. With any particular rush, anyway, in the space of 5 minutes, you really need to take your jumper off if you keep the motion going. As soon as I need to take my jumper off, there I'm warm, right? That's the term. You're warmed up, right? I go and do 2 sets of squats. Although I'm not doing legs or I'm not doing the full body, I'm not doing compound, I always like to do lightweight squats in my warm-up. Reason being is that it's such a tremendous compound exercise. It activates so much muscles. It's such a great exercise to wake up the body, the squat, that I love doing it. It wakes me up. It wakes my nervous system up. I'm just switched on. When I move around, I jump around and whatever, I am warmed up. When I actually do the squats, my brain recognize certain movements, understand, oh, we are in a session, we are training, right? So all my flipping body starts switching on, and I utilize the squats to tell my body, I'm not just playing with the kids, right? Because my brain, when I'm warming up, it might be thinking I'm training with, playing with the kids, because you play with the kids physical, you throw them around, you play with them, but when I go to the squats and I actually perform a motion, then my brain says, all right, then this is training, okay? And I get my body, and then I'm mentally also switched on fully. And I do it with 20 kg. I'm not doing it for strength. I'm not doing it for hypertrophy. I'm not doing it for nothing. I'm doing it for to wake me up, and to maintain the motion and that flexibility as well. So I perform 2 sets with 20 kg. I don't go obviously to failure. It's a warm-up. I do 10 to 15, maybe 20, twice, controlled. It's very light, 20 kg, very light. And I just get the motion going. I get my hips nice and open. I get my, you know what I'm saying? I just, boom. When I'm done with that, I'm ready to rock and flip and roll. I'm not fatigued. I have not looked for fatigue. I'm just very warmed up now and switched on. So now it's actually time to rock and roll. And it might sound long, but this takes me 10 minutes. seriously, because I don't waste time. I just attack the weights. I don't get lost in translations, you know. So my first one is the dips. I like to attack the dips. Again, another compound movement that is basically is the squat of the upper body. Uh, for some, the best shoulders workout exercise ever, is the best chest workout ever, and the best back workout. And there are people out there from the old school that believed that, and I strongly believe in the power of dips. Um, you gotta get the angle right. Again, you gotta get that breathing right, so you create a vacuum. And if you start training like this, when I tell you the vacuum, you will understand what I talk about. Because when you start breathing in the motion, you create a vacuum, and the motion comes natural. They they work with one another, breathing, and then it becomes your power rather than something that you have to think about, because that breathing gives you the power to express your strength better. So dips for me are crucial. I like them to do. I like to do them when I'm fresh, because it's a compound, so it's rough and it's tough on the body. It's hard. It's not easy. So I want to do it when I'm fresh, okay? Because if I do my chest routine and then I go and everything and then I go dips, I can't even do 2 dips. So I want to go on it so I can get good technique in, and I do 2 sets to failure. Because again, I'm not warming up no more. I'm going straight to business, and I want to swim with sharks immediately. Right? The sooner the better. All right? And so dips, 2 sets to failure. That could probably mean hypertrophy, my brother. Hypertrophy. Hear this. I would like to hear your opinion. Hear this. So I go dips, 2 sets to failure. And I aim for perfect technique, full range of motion, breathing, right? In the motion, breathing in on the negative phase of the movement, and breathing out on the positive phase of the movement. Pause at the bottom, pause at the top, where I allow both contraction, right, to happen. And that, to me, it works magic, personally. And on a good amount of people that I train does. We're not all the same, obviously. Uh, there's people that their body is react better to different type of training. There's not a one way to go at this. That's crucial to understand. So that is good for me, and I take enough rest in between, especially in between the sets. If I'm changing exercise, I might take a little longer, but especially in between the sets, I like to maintain that pressure on the muscle, because I am trying to push blood in it, and I don't want to waste time, and it's a long session. So I just go at it with a strong mindset. You know what I mean? You got to do, especially the dips. You got to have a strong. You got to attack the movement. You can't go soft and do dips. It's not possible. You will fall apart. You know. So that probably for me it would mean in probably 2 sets. First one of 7, and probably the second one of 3. I get a good pump. I feel that the blood is in the right places, and I'm ready to get it going. I'm ready to keep going. So after the dips, I take enough rest. Usually my rest is the time to get the weights in place. You know, I don't prepare anything on purpose, because Me getting the weights ready and the bar ready and everything, that's my rest time. Um, so incline press, uh, barbell, and in this case I'm changing the style. No, I'm lying to you. I'm leaving it for what it is. I go incline. One set is what my warm up, where I make sure I get the motion in correctly, where I'm in tune with what I'm gonna do. It's crucial. The warm up set is crucial. But you don't want the warm up set to become a working set, right? So you don't want to overdo it. So lightweight, moderate weight. In my case, it will probably be 30 kg, probably. And I just get the motion in. And I go high reps because I got a low weight, right? And again, the principle is still the same. I focus on my breathing. I focus on my contraction points. I focus on full range of motion. In this case, I want to feel. And go ahead. In this case, I want to feel the stretch of, not in this case, all the time, I want to feel the stretch and the contraction of the muscle. And I want to be in charge of it. And through my breathing being synced with the motion, you can think with the muscle. You can actually feel and create that connection where you actually feel the muscle really well. And it works magic. So incline, one warm up, high reps, probably 15 to 20. I do not know. And then on the second round, I put on some weight on it, and probably I add the 10 and 10. So I'll go to 40 kg, and I go high reps again. I do not know, but probably I don't know. Hopefully I get to 20 tomorrow, but I'm not stuck with numbers. That's why I don't. Maybe I should write them down for references. But the moment I start a set with an idea of how many reps I have to do, my whole perception of the set changes. I focus on keeping it together to do all the reps. And that's not the goal of the thing. The goal of the thing is put pressure on a muscle, push blood in a certain area. In this case, through resistance, and put stress on it, and demand adaptation. So put the muscle through difficult tasks. So once it's put through difficult tasks, then you go adaptation. Yeah. What do you guys think? Anybody an opinion in regards? But anyway, incline, one warm up, one failure, and that's me with the incline. Then I do the reverse grip chest press, because like can you elaborate a bit more if you have the time? Do you know what I think is, yeah? I think you got that right. I think you're perfectly right. That fatigue can hinder hypertrophy. That's why I take 3 days off in between my workouts. No, I don't click on links, my brother. I can't be clicking on links like that. Thank you for the thought. But I tell you this, you're completely right in a sense that fatigue can hinder hypertrophy. What does that mean is that if tomorrow I do the session that I'm going to do and I take one day off and the day after I train again, I'm not recovered, right? So I got accumulated fatigue. I am fatigued and I put pressure on my muscles again. That fatigue keeps accumulating. And that, like you just right, will hinder hypertrophy, right? Because you never allow the muscle the time to rebuild and recover. Did I get that one right? However, let me carry on because it's a long workout. I do the reverse grip like that, right? You see, with the hands, you normally do the chest. I keep it very tight because otherwise you can't see me. I do like this and I land the bar in this area and I squeeze, right? You see already what happened here. I like the engagement of the lower pec. I like that. So I do the incline, then I do so the second exercise will be, so first dip, second incline press, third reverse grip chest press, fourth pull-ups. I do pull-ups I've been pushing for two exercises in a row, yeah? I've been pushing. This is my logic, because I do think that as a trainer, not just as a trainer, but in anything in life, you got to put your logic into it, right? I pushed, right? With the dips I pushed, with the incline press I pushed, with the reverse grip chest press I pushed. Now I want to pull a little bit. Just one exercise of pulling, just to balance it out, right? Pushing, and now I want to pull, right? In this case, pull-ups, right? And to me, that works magic. It keeps me nice and open. I don't, and it's a great triceps and back exercise. And we're going into that. But anyway, after the pull-ups, I go to incline dumbbell flies. Awesome. For the nice stretch, dangerous exercise if you don't know what you're doing. Keep your shoulders nice and low. There's a lot of boxes you gotta tick before you do this exercise. You need a coach, a mentor. So incline dumbbell fly. Then I do it flat dumbbell fly. And to me, these two, they give me a very, very good pump. I love the pump that these two exercises give me. And I always do them in a 2 sets fashion, where I do 1 set warm up, second set blast. Because I'm doing 17 different exercises, right? I train once every 4 days. I got an endurance background. This is the way I like to train. It works for me. I believe in it. And once you believe in it, you already won. And obviously, having to do 17 different exercises, you can't do 5 sets of each exercise. You spend the day at the gym. It becomes a 4 hours workout, and it's not sustainable. What I do is I do literally 1 working set for each exercise, but I make it absolutely worth it. I make sure that in that set I leave it all there, right? That I do 1 warm-up set. It's not a working set, and then 1 working set, and that is me with that movement. But this way, with you maybe doing, which is also, there is time also for that, and you always have to change around, and maybe in 3 months I'll do 5 sets of chest press, for instance. You gotta swap around, but this way I can Um, can I disagree with you? You watch Arnold Schwarzenegger, Train to Failure, Mike Mensa, Train to Failure, all these massive bodybuilders, Ronnie Coleman. There's a massive amount of trainers. Dorian Yates, the best one, Train to Failure. And they were all almost 300 pounds of pure muscle. So how can you explain that to me? Do you know what I mean? So the exercise number 6 was flat dumbbell fly. Then I go standing rows. I'm moving on to backs now, right? I'm moving on to the backs. So standing row, I love standing rows. I get them in with the different angles of my elbows. So I get lower part of the back, mid part of the lats. I get more traps and posterior deltoids with the higher. So I like to play with the angles of my elbows. Crucial. And again, one warm up, one all out. Easy as that. Bend over flies. Again, for posterior deltoids, which are part of the back. Part of the back. When you flex the back, they pop out. And then lateral raises. Crucial. For, in this case, the lateral thing, I like to do them with rotation of the wrist. I get beautiful engagement of the lateral cap of the deltoids. Is awesome. Then I go into shoulder presses, and that is me for shoulders. And then I go straight into shoulder shrugs. And by now, I'm really starting to be tired. Okay, of course. But if you look at it, when I do my shoulders, right, there is logic into the madness. I start with the chest, right? I warm up my shoulders, I warm up my arms as well, and I'm used them actually. I'm starting to pre-fatigue them. That's why I do the chest and the back first, right? Then I do the shoulders, right? Then I go to the back, then I go to my back. When it's time for me then to go to my arms are pre-fatigued, but I'm not tired. My arms have not really been used. With the shoulders, there's no bending of the elbows, so bicep and triceps are not involved. With the shrugs, there's no bend of the elbow. With the dumbbell, with the flies, there's no bending of the elbows. So there are a lot of exercises where I actually don't use arms at all. I mean, you know what I mean? They're not super involved. So I still got a lot of gas tank to give. I still when I do my arms, I feel good. I make sure I drink my water. I don't eat while I train, and I don't drink shakes and none of that. I like failure. I think the take from this though is high reps cause unnecessary fatigue, while somewhat heavier weight with somewhat lower reps. The failure cuts out that unnecessary fatigue. I absolutely I agree with you. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. If you have the necessary, because the thing is I train from home, right? Thank you. Thank you. I really hope you're not a bot, because I'm really enjoying your takes. Please, if you can like and subscribe as well. But you know what I mean? I'm a little bit like that because I'm always worried that I talk to bots, and I don't really want to talk to bots. All right then. Good man. Do you train? But I completely agree. If you have the weights, because the thing is, when you train at home, sometimes you don't have the necessary weights to, right? So, but I strongly agree with you. Yeah. 8 to 12 is the reference if you look at the old school bodybuilders. But again, if that is me personally, if I start a set thinking I have to do 10 to 12 reps, my focus become the 10 to 12 reps. If I start the set focusing on moving the weights as much as I can with perfect technique, perfect breathing, perfect everything. It doesn't matter. It does not matter how many reps I do. Obviously, I have experiences, so I put on weights that I know I'm not going to be there all day lifting. You know, make sure that on the bicep curl, for instance, I know that 10 kg do the job for me. You know, I don't do it with 3 kg. I will have to. I will get there eventually because it's not about the weights, but it would take me forever, and this pointless. You know, so I know you gotta create that sort of experience, and obviously you need a coach, somebody that guides you through technique and look at you, watches you. Um, because you don't want to create long-term problems, yeah. Don't want to create long-term problems, especially when you play with serious fatigue. So I was saying exercise 8, lateral raises, shoulder presses, shoulder shrugs. Then number 10, chin-ups. And chin-ups for me are my gate to arms. Close grip. Full. I need to feel the stretch while I'm breathing in. And when I'm breathing in, I'm actually feeling that stretch. That I feel the stretch in me when I'm breathing in. If I'm not breathing, I don't feel connected. If I'm breathing in, you get massive pump. Massive. And you're like, whoa, I'm strong. Because you can express your strength much better. So for me, yeah, I need to get a good stretch. I need to feel the lats. I need to feel stretched out. And then once I find the full stretch, I breathe in it, I breathe out, and I push myself up with decision, with strength. And when I'm up, completely up, when I'm here, I'm allowing myself to empty my lungs up here and get that good squeeze on the top as well. And then I release. I get off of that thing, my arms are this big. Yes, all my life I played American football for 20 years. My passion has always been football. So you must be a big boy then. You must be a big fella. So, how old are you? Like my age then? Like 42, 43, something like that. Anyway, so I like that chin up thing. I love that. Rest at this stage, my rest time in between different exercises is lengthening for obvious reasons. I'm starting to be fatigued. I'm starting to feel like general fatigue because I've trained all my upper body. I did my chest, I did my shoulders, I did my back, and now I'm doing my arms. I've done everything. I did the upper chest, I did the lower chest, I did the mid chest, I did all the three. I did the traps, I did the posterior deltoids, I did the rhomboids, I did everything. So I'm really starting to be tired. So I get a little longer rest. I allow myself to breathe. I'm blessed with good recovery time due to my endurance that remains with you. 10 years Ironman. 10 years is a long time for a natural athlete. 10 years. You know? It's a long time. So I'm lucky that I got that in my bag. So I recover and I got endurance. So I keep pushing through it. And I go and I attack the barbell curl. Right? That barbell curl, I love that. I love that. I do them same fashion. Remember, I can do all these different exercises because I give each and every one of these exercises one solid, intense, convinced working set. Right? So, barbell curl, then I do it overhand for the brachialis. Then seated barbell curls, where you basically eliminate the lats engagement and you really do isolate the bicep only. Then again, to isolate, I go into concentration curl. Wow. Damn, man. Brother, join the Discord, man, if you want. Obviously, you're knowledgeable, but I'm starting. Look, I've started this channel just to talk to people. When I started the channel, it wasn't even about fitness and things like that, but it's my passion. After I got my hernia, I got into some kind of fitness depression, where I really thought my career was over. As a trainer, as an athlete. As an athlete, it never started. I never was a professional, but you know what I mean, a professional athlete. But you know what I mean. I felt like I can't do nothing anymore. I'm done, right? Took me a year and a half to recover from my neck to be able to train, and the time has passed as always, and now I feel super strong, and I want to start this community on Discord where just like-minded people share their training workouts. We go more into details. You give me your workouts, I give you mine, and I put up there all the best bodybuilders of all time training regime. You can use that as a reference, and then I'm always there. And I'm a trainer, I'm qualified, I'm a coach. I can do this, and that is $9.99 a month. So if you want to be the first one to join, it would be a pleasure. But May, apart from that, no pressure, obviously. 6'5". You a big dude, bro. You twice my size. Literally. Like, it's not just a figurative speech. You're twice my size, brother. You're a big dude, 6'5", 320 pounds. That's Ronnie Coleman size. BMI 23, my position, I needed extra fat. Where did you play? You were like, I ask like I understand. I am sorry. Do you know that Europeans don't understand American football? I'm done playing now, and trust me, I'm still going through those feelings as well as injuries that would always stay with me. I'm with you, brother. Look up your Discord and see if I can spread word. Thank you, bro. On the channel description, you find the links for the PayPal, and it will be nice. You know, it's just $9.99, and you know I'm doing this for free every night. You know, so thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Can I ask you? So, when you do chest, what do you do? You go to the gym. You want to do chest. What do you do? How do you approach it? So you played professionally, brother. Who am I talking to? Damn. Well done, man. Super well done, bro. And yeah, but I was saying, like, if you want to do chess, what do you do? Drop you some knowledge, share, you know, share your thing. But it would be awesome, you know, to create a community where just people exchange training workouts. When somebody can express a principle of training, because I was doing so much cardio. I can talk for days about cardio, about running 50 miles, or how to complete an Ironman, or a marathon, or a 4K swim. That is really my thing. What I am quite competent. Personally, I'm competent. I consider myself reasonably competent. 12 years in this. It's a long time for some people, but it's nothing compared to others. I'm a student of the sport, so drop me something. Chest, what'd you do? You hit that incline, or you go dumbbells, you go barbell, what'd you do? How do you attack the chest? And obviously, if I had the opportunity to go to the gym and train at the gym, I agree. I agree. Mechanical tension. I love the way you put it down. Mechanical tension. I agree. I agree. Time under tension. Time under tension. 100%. 100%. But hey, there also have to be said that there's people out there with certain genetic, with certain gifts, that go to the gym, go through the motion, push things around, and they get big. Because this is how human being worked. We're all different. And there's always going to be a bunch of people that don't make sense. And for them, it's you that don't make sense, if that makes sense. So there's always going to be an exception. There's always going to be the case. I always say, when I train people, I tell them, look, we're gonna go through some trial and errors, because who knows, like, what's the best way to get where you want to get. Look, I'm trying. I've been training. I'll give you an example for my wife. I've been training my wife on the days off when we can. You know, it's fun. It's a good time together. And the best way to attack to challenge my wife, legs and everything, is through jumps, explosive motion. So all those type of movement, she can do squats, she can do deadlift, and they're very effective on her, obviously, and that's based on their feedbacks. When I get her to do jumps and explosive stuff, her pump, she feels the muscles better, she get better satisfaction out of the training, and that's crucial. What do you say? It's crucial that you get satisfaction out of the training. You finish the training, you're satisfied, and what you did made sense to you. It's crucial. Yeah, of course. Of course. Look, the concept is sitting on the sofa, you won't put any weight on, and that goes to everybody. You're not going to put any muscle mass on, right? Not doing anything at all, and that is a common factor for everyone. You know. So obviously, yeah, there are concepts that work for everybody, like respecting the mechanical, the anatomy, and physiology of the body when you do the movements. That's why a coach is crucial. That coaches you through motions. Yeah. Look, the only reason why I'm trying to do this is because I want to add this to my portfolio, if that makes sense. I want this to become something that I can talk about from personal experience now, not just because I'm passionate and you'd name me a bodybuilder. From the old days, I tell you the way to train because I'm passionate and I know how to train, and they all massive, so probably it works what they do. But me personally, I could never do it, you know. So now I'm putting that study, obviously, through my formation, and the passion. I want to put it into work on me, you know, so I can have a feel of what it means to put on 3 kg of muscle mass, which will be an incredible result, by the way. Clean, solid, there to stay, 3 kg of muscle mass. It will be an incredible achievement. But hey, I hope I catch you again. How do I call you, my brother? Are you still there? Because I'm gonna say bye-bye, but I hope to catch you again, and I hope you guys have a look at the Discord, and yeah, go at it, have a look around, see and all right, my brother, thank you, guys. Have a good night. I'm out of here. All right. I said all the session, right? No, I didn't. So barbell curl, overhand, seated, concentration curl, triceps, skull crush, right? Skull crush. Standing overhead, arm extension. See? You see how my elbow does not move. Side to side, in and out, does not move. This is not moving. I want to touch my triceps, so I'm extending my arm. All right? And I believe in the rotation. Okay? I'm opening and I feel the muscle tightening. And that is me. Then straight after this, I continue drinking. I will probably drink 1.5 liters of water while I do this. And then I keep drinking if I feel the need to, and dry up my sweat. I hit the shower. I get a good, nice, warm shower. I get downstairs. I have my meal, good, solid meal, and then the recovery part starts. That's it. Guys, I hope you have a good night. I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope you took notes and try half of it, split. You can get the chest bit, the arms bit. You know, you can do them separately. You don't have to do it all together. And I wish you a good night. All right? You take it easy. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.